Good morning dear students, welcome to my channel Maths with Mohanty sir. Children, in the previous lesson we were discussing about your midpoint theorem, where I discussed what is midpoint theorem, what is the statement and how to prove it geometrically. While discussing midpoint theorem, we saw that if we take the midpoints of any two sides of a triangle and if you join the two midpoints, the line segment so obtained will be parallel to the third side of the triangle and it will be half of the third side. How it is already discussed in the previous lesson, the geometrical proof. Now today let us discuss the converse of midpoint theorem. So what is the converse of midpoint theorem? Converse of midpoint theorem is, you see, suppose look at ABC is a triangle, look at in this figure. Suppose ABC is a triangle, D is one midpoint, only midpoint. See, D is the midpoint of AB, it is given. ABC is a triangle, D is the midpoint of AB. Suppose you draw a parallel D parallel to BC. Okay, that means if a line is drawn, what is the statement you see? If a line is drawn from one of the midpoints or one midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to another side, this is the midpoint, this line is drawn parallel to one side, that is BC, then it will bisect the third side, means D will bisect the third side. If a line is drawn from one midpoint of, from the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to another side, then it will bisect the third side. That means DE will bisect AC. So what does it mean? If, by saying D bisects AC, what does it mean? It means we have to show that E is the midpoint of what? AC. We are given only D. We are given only D is the midpoint of AB and D parallel to BC. How to prove that E is the midpoint of AC? Okay, so that is what known as your converse of midpoint theorem. If a line is drawn from the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to another side, it will bisect the third side, or it will intersect. It will intersect the third side at its midpoint, at the midpoint or at its midpoint. So this is what the statement of converse of your midpoint theorem. Okay, let us prove it geometrically. So what is given? We are given, you see, triangle ABC. ABC is a triangle. What else given? D is midpoint. You see, whose midpoint? AB. So what does it mean? Therefore AD equal to DB, it is given. What else given? It is also given that DE parallel to BC. It is also given. Then what we need to prove? We have to prove that D bisects AC or D intersects AC at the midpoint. That means we have to prove E is the midpoint of AC. See, we have to prove E is midpoint of AC. That is AE equal to EC. We have to prove. Okay. Now let us see how to prove. Now to prove this, that D bisects AC, what we will do? We will follow the contradiction method. You know what is contradiction method? Means we have to take the opposite, negation or negative of the statement. Suppose E is not the midpoint. Let E be not the midpoint of, let contradiction method. Let us follow. Let E be not the midpoint of AC. Okay. Suppose E is not the midpoint of AC. Then take a point E dash. Let E dash be, E dash or E prime you can say, let E dash be the midpoint. That means take a point E dash or E prime, take a point E dash or E prime, E dash on AC. Take a point, I am taking here, you see, I am taking a point here, E prime or E dash on AC, and you join. Take a point E dash or E prime on AC such that E dash is the midpoint, such that E dash is the midpoint of AC. See children, what is our aim? Our aim is to prove that D is parallel to BC, it is given. Our aim is to prove that E is the midpoint of AC. Following the contradiction method, we assumed that let E be not the midpoint of AC. Then if E is not the midpoint of AC, then take a point E prime or E dash on AC, such that E dash is the midpoint. That means by construction, E dash is the midpoint of AC. Okay. So that I have written E dash or E prime is the midpoint of AC by construction. Okay. Now how to prove? Let us see. How to prove that no, E dash will not be the midpoint of AC, but E will be the midpoint of AC. How to prove? See. Now by construction what did we get? We got E dash is the midpoint of AC. Now you see. Now already we know that D is the midpoint of AB. Now D is midpoint of AB and E dash is midpoint of your AC. This is by construction and this is given. D is midpoint of AB given, E dash is the midpoint of AC by construction. So what will happen? Therefore by you apply midpoint theorem. Therefore by midpoint theorem, see, therefore by midpoint theorem, what we will get? If D is the midpoint of AB and E dash is the midpoint of AC, then D dash will be parallel to BC. We have already read in midpoint theorem. So D E prime or D dash is parallel to BC. Okay. But you see, children, when we took E dash, the midpoint of AC by construction, and we joined it to D, and we applied midpoint theorem, we found that D prime is parallel to BC. But what actually we are given? We are actually given D parallel to BC. You see, but DE is parallel to BC. This is given. See. So DE dash parallel to BC and DE parallel to BC. From these two, what will be the conclusion? The conclusion will be DE prime parallel to DE. See children, look at the figure. This is DE prime and this is DE. These two line segments will be parallel. But if you look at bit carefully, see these two lines are parallel. We got. But see, they are intersecting. They have intersected each other at the point E. So now that means these two are intersecting lines, D dash and DE. These are two intersecting lines. So if they are two intersecting lines, then how can they be parallel to BC? Two intersecting lines can never be parallel to a single line or a third line by parallel line axiom, which we have already read in the chapter Euclid Geometry. Okay. So two intersecting lines cannot be parallel to the same line. Here D dash parallel to BC and D parallel to BC, but this is quite impossible as they are intersecting lines. But this, so what will I write? But this contradicts the parallel line axiom. Parallel lines axiom. What is the parallel lines axiom? That two intersecting lines means D and D prime. Two intersecting lines cannot be parallel to the same line. See children. So we got D dash parallel to D, but this is impossible as they are intersecting lines. They cannot be parallel to the same line BC because it contradicts the parallel line axiom. That means E dash cannot be the midpoint. See, so that means what we had supposed in the beginning, that let E not be the midpoint but E dash be the midpoint, our supposition was wrong. That means E dash cannot be or E prime cannot be the midpoint of AC. Then who will be the midpoint of AC? Definitely he will be the midpoint of AC. So that is the proof. Okay. So after this what will we write? After this we will write, you see, this contradicts the parallel line axiom. Therefore E dash or E prime is not the midpoint of AC. This implies who is the midpoint of AC? E is midpoint of AC. Okay. So which is our aim? Which we wanted to prove? That E is the midpoint of AC, or DE bisects AC, or DE intersects AC at the midpoint E, or at its midpoint, whatever you say, in whichever language you say. Okay. So This is what the converse of midpoint theorem is. I hope children you understood. Once again let me restate the converse statement of the converse of midpoint theorem. Converse of midpoint theorem says that if a line is drawn from one midpoint, I mean from the midpoint of one side, if you take the midpoint of one side and if you draw a line parallel to another side, means the second side, then that line which is drawn parallel to the second side, it will bisect the third side or it will intersect the third side at the midpoint. This is what known as your converse of your midpoint theorem. Okay. So okay, with this we came to the end of the chapter, that is quadrilateral, children. Okay. Now let me discuss one problem on midpoint theorem. It will be incomplete. Let us discuss one problem on midpoint theorem. See, a very interesting question. Suppose, see, this question is given, perhaps given in your NCERT book. In different reference books it is given. It may be there in the NCERT book. We will discuss the exercise questions also later. Okay. Now let me solve one question where you will find the application of midpoint theorem. Let us see how. Suppose, what is the question? Let me draw. Suppose you are given an equilateral triangle. See, A, B, C. Suppose D is the midpoint of AB, E is the midpoint of BC, and F is the midpoint of AC. Now you join the three midpoints. You see. Look at the figure. ABC is a triangle, equilateral triangle. ABC is an equilateral triangle. D, E and F are the midpoints of AB, BC and AC. It is given. Okay. How will you prove that this triangle DEF is it is also an equilateral triangle? This triangle will also be an equilateral triangle. How to prove it geometrically? With the help of your midpoint theorem. Let us see. Okay. So what is given? Given is your triangle ABC equilateral. It is given equilateral. Okay, that means AB equal to BC equal to AC. All the three sides are equal. Okay, then D, E and F, they are also given midpoints. Whose midpoints? Midpoints of AB, BC and AC. Okay, midpoints of AB, BC and AC. This is the given thing. So what we want to prove? We have to prove that triangle DEF is equilateral. Let us see how we can prove it using the concept of midpoint theorem. Okay. See children, now let us come to the proof part. There is no need of construction. See, let us come to the proof part directly. Okay. See children, you are given D is the midpoint of AB. Okay. E is also the midpoint of BC. Then what will happen? This, if you join D and E, this DE will be what? Equal to half of, DE will be parallel to AC and DE will be half of AC by midpoint theorem, because D and E are midpoints of AB and AC. Okay, so that you write down, since D and E are midpoints of AB and BC, AB and BC, therefore you see, therefore what will happen? Therefore by midpoint theorem, see, this DE will be parallel to AC and DE will be half of AC. Parallel here not necessary, because we want to show this triangle equilateral. To show this triangle equilateral, see children, in order to show that triangle DEF is equilateral, it is sufficient to show that its three sides are equal. That means DE, EF and DF. If we can show that they are equal, then it will be equilateral triangle. So what is the need of parallel? There is no need to take the parallel part, okay, into consideration in this particular question. Okay, so DE will be half of AC. Okay. Now, if D is half of AC, then AC will be equal to how much? 2 into D. Let this be equation 1. Okay. Now see, similarly, you see, see, E is the midpoint of BC and F is the midpoint of AC. So if you join E and F, then by midpoint theorem, this EF will be half of AC. Okay. The same concept. Similarly, you can write. If you write, it is good. If you do not write, then also it is good. You can write similarly, no problem. Okay. E and F are midpoints of BC and AC. Therefore, A by midpoint theorem, EF will be equal to half of AB. Then if EF is half of AB, what will be AB? AB will be equal to 2 into EF. Let this be equation 2. Now, again you see, again D and F, look at, again D and F. D is the midpoint of AB given, F is the midpoint of AC given. So if you join DF, then DF will be half of BC by midpoint theorem, okay. Also, D and F are midpoints of which one? AB and AC. Therefore, no doubt, by midpoint theorem, this line segment DF will be half of the third side, that is BC. So, DF will be half of BC. Now, if DF is half of BC, what will be BC? Find out. Therefore, BC will be equal to 2 into DF. Let this be equation 3. Okay. Now, see, this is equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. Here we got AC equal to 2DE. Here we got AB equal to 2EF. Here we got BC equal to 2DF. But what is given? We are given that ABC is equilateral triangle. That is AB equal to BC equal to AC. But we are given that AB equal to BC equal to AC. Now you put the values. In place of AB, it is 2EF. In place of BC, you write 2DF. In place of AC equal to 2DE. 2DE. Okay, now you cancel 2, 2 and 2. On cancelling 2, okay, on cancelling 2, what will you get? You will get EF equal to DF equal to DE. See, DE equal to DF equal to EF. You see, so what did we prove? We proved that all the three sides of this triangle are equal. So, what triangle will it be? It will be definitely an equilateral triangle. Therefore, the conclusion is, therefore, triangle DEF is equilateral. See, children. So, this is just one piece. This was just one particular case where I discussed the concept of midpoint theorem, where I applied the concept of midpoint theorem. How to apply the concept of midpoint theorem into problem? Just I discussed one problem. There are several problems given in your NCERT book as well as other books. We shall discuss everything, children, later. Let all chapters be over. Already I have told you many times. Okay. So, children, I hope you understood. You understood what is midpoint theorem. It is a very important theorem, okay, because it finds a wide application in many problems. Okay, you will realize its application when you will enter into the problems. Okay, when you will solve, when you will enter into doing problems, then only you will come to know how important is midpoint theorem in proving geometrical truths. Anyway, so we came to know what is midpoint theorem in the previous lesson. Today just I also revised. Then I discussed what is the converse of midpoint theorem and how to prove it geometrically. Then one application I did, how to apply the concept of midpoint theorem to problem. Okay. So children, with this we came to the end of the chapter, that is your quadrilateral. We will discuss some new chapter in the next class. I hope whatever I discussed in this chapter till 8, you must have understood. If it is really so, then I would like to say that please hit the like button and subscribe my channel, so that I will be encouraged to discuss more and more things again and again from different chapters. Okay. So again, children, we will meet with the discussion of some new chapter in the next class. Thank you.